Okay, they are managing to go to school because you are forcing them. You see it. They may not even say it that, oh, they don't like to go to school, but you see it in what they do. They have this lackadaisic attitude. They are not motivated. Now, it's a month of helping your child grow their brilliance. And I got a question last week. A parent was saying that the thing about my child is that he hates school. He doesn't like school. He has even said it before that he doesn't like school if he can do something else and all of that. I'm really, really frustrated, and he tells the things he does, because we're talking about last week was how to motivate your child. And it's been 1 week long, and 1 month long rather, of one masterclass, from one masterclass to another, on how to help your child grow their brilliance, how to help them improve academically. That is our focus. In growing their brilliance, we are focused on how to help them improve academically. And this parent said, the problem is that this child doesn't even like school at all. He doesn't want to go to school. So she brought it, how to fix it. So today we are here as we wrap up our course on how to grow your child's brilliance. We want to look at you actually fixing that your child's lack of interest towards school. So before we get started, I just want to share this video so that we can have parents join us in this community. And so what you also want to do is to just go to the share button, share it, copy the link and share. Just invite as many parents as you know that have children who are kind of not so into school, or they're dragging, or that their performances are poor because of their attitude towards school. So you are just going to please give me a minute. Let me share this live video while we invite. Okay, network, you got nothing on us today. Okay, so I was saying that, so the parent said the child doesn't like school. And as the parent, if your child doesn't like school, there are signs. Sometimes they don't open their mouth to say they don't like school, or they don't want to continue schooling. They will not open their mouth to say it. But from their attitude, their lackadaisic method, and their lackadaisic lifestyle, their lack of motivation and all of that, or the I don't care, no special effort, you will know that they don't like school. But for this parent only, the child has just, he doesn't even see the big deal going to school. He doesn't like school, because even in the Visionary Parent Academy, there was a test we ran during this Grow Your Child Brilliance Challenge. There was a test we ran, the test we're talking about how look at the subject, look at your child's grades and all of that. Ask them the subject they are struggling with and why they are struggling with. Then you ask them the subject they love most in school, why they love that subject the most, And the parent actually did it, and he said the child said, I don't love any subject. I don't like any subject. I don't like any school subject at all. That will kind of tell you that your child's attitude towards school is negative. They don't find school fulfilling. They are not happy about it. So today, if you have such a parent, or someone who has such parents, this class is going to help you. Now, one of the very first reasons, one of the reasons your child may not be interested or may have negative attitude towards school is because they are struggling. They are struggling. They are not doing well in school. So because they are not doing well in school, they will just feel something like, school is not for me. You know how it is when you are trying something, you are not making headway, you just say, this thing is not for me. The same thing happens when your child is struggling academically. They just feel school is not for me. And now because they have told themselves that school is not for them, they will not stretch themselves more. It happens to you as parents. When you maybe you have tried something, you try to do something, and it's not, you are not getting it. You keep trying. You tried. At some point, you will just tell yourself, "No, I don't think this is for me. This is certainly not for me." So you want to give up on that thing and probably move on to something else. The same thing happens. So when your child is struggling so much in school, they are struggling. So they may come to a point where they believe, no, school is not for me. And then if they now have friends who begin to feed them with you don't even have to go to school. Ronaldo did not go to school, or Davido dropped out at some point, or what is it called? Mark Zuckerberg. Have you not heard? What's the other man's name? Bill Gates. Have you know? Don't you know that Bill Gates? When you begin to hear, or when they begin to hear all those things, it kinds of, so the little interest they will have to kind of put in the effort or put in the work, that interest is being reduced greatly. So if your child is struggling so much in school, there's every likelihood that they will not like school. Now, because they are struggling so much, their self-confidence is reducing, so that will make them have the negative attitude towards school. Because so when they have the negative attitude towards school, they will struggle more. So the more they struggle, the more they have negative attitude. The more they have negative attitude, the more they struggle. You get it? So the more they struggle, the more they just feel school is not for me. I'm not interested in school. Now that is it. Now this is why, as a parent, you need to make sure that is the thing you first of all you want to deal with. You're struggling. If you have a struggling child academically, know that a point will come where they will lose interest in school. We don't like to fail repeatedly, because when your child is struggling, whether we like it or not, teachers will begin to feel overwhelmed. They'll feel irritated, because of your child struggling. Classmates may begin to pick on them, call them dummy. If you have the book Gifted Hands, you get exactly what I mean. Classmates begin to pick on them, call them dummy, and when they get back home, like I shared in our videos previously, when they get back home, you as a parent, you are doing everything you can, everything possible. You arrange, put them in good schools, have them extra lesson, give them extra lesson teachers, buy books and all of that. And at the end of the day, they are still struggling. You get frustrated, and before you know what is happening, you are saying things you did not intend to say. Now, all these things again will put together, they will affect the child. It's something like, if not for school, would they be calling me these names? If not for school, my mom be angry at me. If not for school, my teacher be labeling me. If not for school, my class may be picking on me. So school will now become an enemy, something they don't even like at all. Remember, they're already struggling too much. Now they are struggling. Now, as if that struggling is not enough, then again, the school is setting them up for people to taunt them, for parents to clash with them, for teachers to label them, for classmates to tease them and all of that. School is setting them up for that. So their interest is just going to go into zero. Now, this is why, as a parent, I'm not saying this may be the only reason your child doesn't like school. Children may not like school because they don't see the relevance. Though they have role models who didn't go to school, who dropped out of school. See, we have a lot of things these days that we are celebrating as human beings. One of them is Pella. Pella, I think he's 19 or thereabouts. I read that he's one of them. He's very super wealthy, super comfortable. And if you want to look at it, school, like I always say, school is an economic tool, economic empowerment, economic placement. And Pella didn't go to school and he's making so much money. So your child may want to say, okay, why do I bother to go to school when I can make so much money without even going to school? After all, Pella is making money without going to school. So there are so many reasons why your child may not be so much interested in school, or why they may have negative attitude towards school. Now, one of the major reasons is that your child is struggling. Your child is struggling academically. Now, this is why, as a parent, if you have a struggling child, you must do the effort. You must double up so that you can help your child. Now, here, let me reiterate something I've said over and over in this channel. That see, if you have a struggling child, I tell you, there is little or nothing teachers can do to help your child. It is in fact, because your teachers, they have a lot of students in the class. See, today, I just read something on Facebook where a parent was saying that she gave her child, I'm sure a young child, spaghetti to school, and the child ate the spaghetti without the stew she put in the bowl, in the cooler, and she was saying that I think the cooler was too tight, the compartment for the stew was too tight, so the child couldn't open it, and the teacher did not she was saying, I don't blame anybody really, but I think the teacher should have done better. I get it. If you have children in toddler class, preschool, kindergarten, even JSS, primary 1 and primary 2, even some children where you have 6 years in primary 3 these days, teachers should be, that's why they have teachers and assistant teachers. They should come and be helpful. But the truth of the matter is, how many children do they have in a class? Sometimes you have a class of 15, 16, 17, 18. students in one class and even more in one class. And these teachers have, maybe the teacher just gave them classwork before the break, before eating break. So now they are eating, and the teacher wants to mark the classwork so that while they are eating, should be done with the classwork and all of that. And when will she have the time to now go from one child to the other, one child to the other, one child to the other, to go and open their coolers and check it? It's not realistic. Of course, except it's a high-paying school where they pay a lot of money, so they expect a teacher and assistant teacher. So while the teacher is doing what she's doing, the assistant teacher is going around and assisting the children with their meals. But here I heard that government wants to intervene in school fees now. They want to regulate it, that schools are not will not be school fees will not exceed a particular amount. I'm like, are you kidding me? You want to regulate school fees for schools? Regulate school fees for schools and see if things will not get worse, because then schools will start employing even just as theory. Oh, children that just finished their junior work, come and work for us while you are waiting to enter SS1. Okay, that aside, so if your child is struggling, I've said it again and I'm saying it again and again and again. If your child is struggling, one of the things you want to do is to just sit up as a parent. Don't wait for the school. I've said the schools, they are over. They have a lot to do. You think about it. Let's be realistic. Schools, teachers, you have 10, 20, sometimes more than students in the class. So one teacher, they are doing how many subjects? They'll give all the notes to the write notes on the board, do homework, copy homework, assignments, report. What is it called? Teachers' lesson plan report and all of that. And those teachers, they have their personal life. One of the teachers is thinking that my husband has a side chick. One of them is thinking, oh, how do I get money to do this? One of them is like, Mrs. Abiola wore a fine cloth. I want my cloth to be finer than Mrs. Abiola's cloth tomorrow. They are looking, okay, I want to be the next HN. They have their own things they are bothered about. So if your child is struggling as a parent and you really want results, I beg you, you need to do the work. And if you don't have time to do the work, then you can hire a private teacher come and do the work for you. Hire a private teacher to do the work for you. Just don't relax and expect school to do the magic. So like I was saying, if your child is struggling, one of the reasons your child may be struggling is if your child doesn't like school, their interest towards school, you realize that it is negative. One of the reasons is that they are struggling in school. If they are doing so well, if they are excelling, they are coming first in class and all of that, they would not want to, it will interest them. It will interest them. Everybody likes to be noticed. Everybody likes to be seen. So if they are doing well in school, it simply means that they'll be seen, they'll be noticed, they'll be acknowledged in school if they are doing very well. Everybody likes to be celebrated or go to where they are recognized. So if they are doing very well in school, it means they'll be recognized. And if they are recognized, they will not hate school. That no matter what they are passionate about, they will find school. Oh, school is my thing. School is my calling. But because they are struggling, like I said, as a parent, think about it. When you are doing something repeatedly and you are not making headways, you just feel it's not for me. You start losing interest because you are struggling so much, because you are not making headway. It takes someone who has a multiple dose of resilience, someone who is like, how do I put it? Even when they are resilient, check history. People who are renowned for resilience, they always have plan B. It's not that they just sit back and rely on that thing. So the plan B is what is giving them what drove them, or rather that thing they were resilient about may have been plan B. So they have plan A that pushes them, that keeps them going. So plan B, when they don't succeed, they just come back to it. Like Thomas Edison, we learned that he tried 1,000 times, but he didn't just live all his life trying. He was doing a lot of other things. So your child, the only thing your child is doing is school. So I'm sure if the only thing Thomas Edison was doing was trying to create the light bulb, at some point he would have given up. He may be trying to create the light bulb in his spare time. It may have even be his how do I call it, something hobby or passion, something he was just doing, a leisure. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. A leisure, should I say habit? A leisure craft. Something he did. Maybe I'm bored like this. Like my son draws, for example. When he's bored, he picks up a a drawing, his materials, and he begins to draw. So if he has a goal in mind and he doesn't get it the first time, then he goes to his activities and go and do his thing. So when he's bored again, he comes back to draw. That is about people who have been known for resilience. So if your child is struggling in school, remember, schooling is just their plan. It's the only thing they have. It's the only hustle they have. So it becomes super boring. They are losing interest. Now, this is why again and again and again, you don't even allow your child to struggle. If your child is struggling in school, you need to step up and step in so that they can minimize it. They can stop struggling, because it is when they stop struggling, they start excelling, they start growing. That is when their interest. If you've read the book Gifted Hands, or that's what we are reading in the Visionary Parent Academy this month, you will see how Ben Carson's desire, how everything about him changed as soon as he began to do well in school. That is a practical, it is reality. When your child begins to do well in school, you will see everything about them, their interests, everything will change. So that is one of the main reasons your child doesn't like school, because they are struggling. We have other reasons. Like I was talking to you about model. They have models who have told them that school is a scam. So they feel that, school doesn't meet their needs. They have things they want to do. A child was telling me, I want to be a footballer. So why do I need to go to school to be a footballer? I've heard children say, okay, I want to be a fashion designer. Why should I go to school to be a fashion designer? If they feel, it's not going to serve them at the end of the day, why do they bother? So that's why, as a parent, you need to teach them how it is going to serve them. I tell children that, see, when you go to school, you're even going to be a better footballer when you go to school. Okay, let's leave that aside. Now, let's talk about how do you now help your child to be interested in school. Remember, I said struggling. If your child is struggling, there's every likelihood that your child is not going to love school. The attitude is going to be negative because they are struggling. So before we go into that, my name is Enimien Oruebor. I have not introduced myself. In case you are joining us for the first time, this is the Visionary Parents with Enimien Oruebor. And the Visionary Parents is an academy where parents are empowered, so parents with confidence, parents with the right knowledge. Actually, we parent visionarily. That is, we parent with a vision. I just got a book for my daughter, Dreams Count by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. And when I was buying the book, someone was in the bookshop. The person was saying, dreams count. What does it mean for dream to count? Are you saying that the dreams we are dreaming is counting? Okay, actually, but today is my birthday, so I bought these are my birthday gifts to myself. Americana, Purple Hibiscus, Dream Count by Chimamanda Adichie. They are my birthday gift to myself. I'm actually buying them for my children because my daughter absolutely loves Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. So I'm actually buying it for myself to gift to her on her birthday, on my own birthday. So the person was saying, dreams count. What does it mean for dreams to count? So we're there explaining to the person about vision. So when your child sees that, what is the use of school when it won't take me to my vision, it won't take me anywhere, why am I bothered? So that is why you need to explain to your children, you need to let them understand how school is important to their dream, to their vision, where if they have a goal in life, school is super important. So actually I was talking about the Visionary Parents Academy. So what we do is, as a parent, you want to start your parenting with a vision. That is, have the end in mind, have the big picture, know exactly where you are going to. If you know where you are going to, you will know the road to pass. So as a Visionary Parents Academy, we have the big picture. We know the kind of children we are raising. We are seeing their end from where we are sitting, from where we are already. So because we know that, okay, this is where we want them to go, we are learning skills, gathering information, empowering ourselves on how to actually take them past the road that will lead to where they are going to. We don't want to wing it. No. That is what we do in the Visionary Parents Academy. And I tell you, it's a very, very, very empowering and vibrant community. So what you want to do is, we are closed for 2025. This is September. We are open for 2026. Registration is ongoing. Registration is ongoing for 2026. So what you want to do is to send a message on how you can join. Please join. you are going to experience transformation in your parenting. We do a lot of things. I can't just start naming them now. The gifted hands I told you we are reading this month. It means we read books every single month. And someone reached me at the other day. She was like, oh, she doesn't know how we operate. Is it the kind of academy where every month we buy books, we take extra courses? And I said, no. When you join the Visionary Parent Academy, you are not going to take any extra course. Every single course that is about parenting, it is covered. You are going to master your emotions, emotional intelligence. You are going to learn how to connect with your children. You are going to learn how to discipline your child without breaking them. You are going to learn how to bring your partner on the same page. You are going to create a structure for your parenting. You are going to understand your child temperament, learning styles, and everything. You are going to teach skills to your child, values, and all of that. A lot of things you are going to learn, you are not going to pay any extra for it, except it's a different course entirely. That is when you are paying for it. Everything we do under the Visionary Parent Academy, you are already accessing it. We carry our children along, we carry our spouses along, and we have resources for all of that, and you are going to get them. Now, I know that what we charge is very small. So because of that, you may be wondering, you are charging just 60,000 naira because that's the early bird fee. The recharge is 72,000 naira. You're charging 72,000 naira. Will I get value? Because we have academy who charge a lot of money. Will I get value? That is the thing, So when you come in, you will know whether you will get value or not. I guarantee you that you are going to get super value. So just drop a message to ask more, or you can reach me via WhatsApp. If you have my WhatsApp number, reach me and ask me how you can join. And I tell you, you'll be super glad that you joined us for 2027. So let's go. So I was talking about how to help the child. And now you have realized that why your child has negative attitude towards school is because your child is struggling. And this month, this is the fourth video this month, this fourth class. It has been how to help your struggling child. Now, what I want to emphasize, what I want to teach you today is that your child needs your support. They need your support. Your child cannot be struggling. See, when we talk about support, we mean you need to be there for your child, there with them physically. You need to create a system, a structure. Things we are doing in the academy, the challenge so far, I know that every parent who is committed to the challenge, by now, they will be glad and getting results, So your child needs your support. It's not the one that you will sit at the other side. You tell them, go and read. That is not support. So let me tell you something. To motivate a child, I hope you know that every child is not motivated at the same time, at the same level. It is not every single thing. That motivates, what will motivate child A may not motivate child B. So as a parent, you need to understand that you can be to tell a child, what is it called? I'll get you a gift. That is a child who is not applying himself. If you tell him, okay, I'll get you a gift at the end of the day. If you come 80% in all your grades, I'll get you a gift at the end of the day. If the child is capable, but they are not applying themselves, that will work. Yes. What they need to do is to apply themselves. All they need to do is to put in the work, and then they will excel. But you have a child who is actually genuinely struggling. Maybe they have learning disability. Maybe the class they are is stretching them too much, that they cannot meet up with the class they are. Maybe for just any other reason, the child is genuinely struggling. Such a child, telling that child that, okay, I'll give you a gift at the end of the day, if you have a certain grade in your score, you come out with a certain position, will not work, because the child is not doing that because they lack motivation. Now, when we talk about motivation, we are talking about, okay, this child can actually, is like, you can. If you put your mind to it, you can. You have not stressed yourself enough. That is motivation. Now, when we talk about learning struggles with children, there is no amount of motivation that will actually help them, except to use the tools, the strategies to meet them at the point of that their learning needs. That is how they can get better. And guess what? Like I said a while ago, because these children in school, every single time, they keep being picked on. The teachers pick on them and they come home, they are stressed out, then they have lack self-confidence. That will now go back to even worsen the matter. So as a parent, if your child is struggling, what do? It is not like it's not a matter of, okay, if you set your mind to, you can. If you stretch yourself, you can. That is not the matter. The matter is they are really, really struggling because maybe there's something I say to parents. It's like this. You see, when it comes to academics, you see how some people are gifted. You will see someone say, this man is gifted in football. I read something about one of the football. I don't know if it's Messi or Ronaldo. They said he was playing when he was growing up as a child, and someone saw him and said, this child is gifted. That was how they pulled him into an academy, and he actually did well. You see some children, they draw. Like my son draws naturally. He draws naturally. You don't need to. He knows how to draw naturally. All he needs to do is to refine, to know how to do it better naturally. Like we have some children, they are natural spellers. They are good spellers naturally. They just spell on their own naturally. It's not like, yes, a little effort, they will excel in that. A lot of things, people dance. You see them, they dance. I have some teenagers in my church, they dance crazy. I always tell them, I can't dance to save myself, so people need to teach me. They can dance very well. Some people, when they start singing, I read about Mercy Chinwo one time. Somebody was saying that Mercy Chinwo has always loved singing, and she has natural gift of singing. Things like that. The same way it comes to academics. Some children are naturally gifted when it comes to academics. They are naturally gifted. So for some children, the same way that I can't sing to save my life. I can't dance to save my life. No, I remember growing up, my younger brother would tell me, you are not moving your waist, you are moving your stomach, You are moving your stomach. And I remember also my cousin would tell me, you are not singing, you are crying, So I'm not saying I cannot improve in singing and singing and what is it called? Singing and dancing. I'm saying that if I wanted to sing and dance, it probably would take me a longer time. It would take me special skills, special attention, special program to be able to improve my singing, my dancing, and all of that. So if maybe I'm just thrown into the midst of other very many people, we are going to learn dancing there, I may not be able to get it. It doesn't come to me naturally. The same way academics, education, books matter. Don't come to very many children naturally. It doesn't come to them. So as a parent, you need to understand that. So your child may not love school because they are struggling. And like I said, if they are struggling with school, it will affect their attitude towards school. So as long as they have the negative attitude, they will keep struggling. So you understand why is your child struggling? And we are looking at struggling because not loving school because they are struggling. So what do you do when a child is struggling? One of the things very many parents do is, like I was saying, go and read, go and study. You buy books, you buy textbooks, you buy everything for your child. You don't ever sit down to actually help your child understand. See, when your child is struggling, it simply means they are not happy when it comes to their books and all of that. One of the things you want to do is to find a way to make them make the book not a burden to them. Not like the book doesn't get them into trouble, make you yell, make you punish them. They are struggling already. So because they are struggling, they don't like school. And now as a parent, you are yelling at them because of the same book wahala. Their teachers label them because of the same book wahala. Their classmates pick on them because of the same book wahala. So it simply means that the book is the one that is just getting them into trouble. The book is the one setting them up. So if there was no book, nobody would treat them less. They will not look them less. So it is going to make them hate studying, hate school. The more you think about it. Now, remember growing up, when your parents want to flog you, go and hide the cane. Why? Because the cane was a tool for affliction, to inflict pain on you, so you never liked it, so you go and hide it. Now that is why your child too will not like school, because school is causing them pain. Nobody likes to be labeled. School is causing them to be labeled. Nobody likes to be teased. School is causing them to be teased. No child likes the parents to be fighting them, to be against them, to clash with their parents. No child likes to disappoint their parents. I want you to get that. No child likes to disappoint their parents, is the truth. It happens? Yes, it happens. But you may see the child, they don't care. They care a big deal. If you read the gifted hands, you realize that at some point, Ben Cassie said he just gave the attitude like he doesn't care about his grades. He cared deeply. He cared deeply that he was not doing well, but he just had to put up the attitude so that the people would think, he doesn't care, or what we are doing doesn't matter. Now, imagine you have a child, right, who has that I don't care attitude. What do you have in mind? You will believe that your child's I don't care attitude is why your child is dragging in school. It is why your child is not doing well in school. What you don't realize is that I don't care attitude is not why they are not doing well in school. First of all, that I don't care attitude is like a defense mechanism. It's just a way for them to cope with the constant teasing, constant punishment they get because they are not doing well. I don't know if you get that message. So because they are not doing well, they constantly tease them. They are looking for a coping mechanism, how to defend themselves against it. So they just put up that I don't care attitude. And now as a parent, when you now see your child with that I don't care attitude, what do you think? You believe that because they don't care, that is why they are struggling. Meanwhile, they don't care is because they are trying to cover some things. That's why we see some children bully others. I say it, they bully others. Because at home you have, let me use the word bully them, teachers and all of that. When teachers are in the classmates are picking on them. So when the teachers are away from class, they want to bully others. They want to look for a way to not okay, shebi na book I don't know, I will feel beat you. I get bad mouth to bring you down. So if your child is struggling, if your child has a negative attitude towards school, there's every likelihood that it is because your child is struggling. Again, that is not the only reason. I've given some other reasons. So if you are just joining, you can go and watch you can go back after the class, watch the beginning of the video. I've given some other reasons why your child may be struggling. But the thing is that very many times when your child has a negative attitude towards school, it is because they are struggling. Everybody loves to win. We all love to win. Everyone loves to win. So if they are not winning, they are losing. And if they are not losing, they are not happy. So what you want to do to build their attitude is to, first of all, yes, you have bought the books. Yes, you have gotten an extra teacher. You've enrolled them for your lesson. You are doing all the things you are doing. As a parent, you need to be with your child. Be that support. When we say support, that kind of support that genuinely supports. Not the kind of support that breaks them. You say you want to support your child. You see your child notebook. You are seeing errors. What are you doing? You are complaining. You are angry. You are reminding them of how much you are paying. I get it. It is frustrating. But remember, your child is struggling. Your child is struggling. They cannot help themselves. They need you to help them. So you are complaining, you are even smacking, yelling them, calling them because they are not doing well in class. They are already struggling. No. There's a video on this channel that talks about how to motivate children. Everyone is different. So you want to motivate you. I know you say, okay, if he learns to put in the right effort, he will do better. It is possible they don't even know what the right effort is to put. They don't know the right effort to put. Now, the fact that you have said it to them, put in the right effort, does not mean they know what the right effort is to put. The truth. So that is where you come in. You are providing support. Like the challenge we are having in the Visionary Parent Academy this month, Grow Your Child Brilliance. One thing I told them is that we are not helping our children learn. Because at the end of the day, you can never even help your child learn. You can never help them to learn. So what we are doing basically is we are teaching them different skills, different method for them to learn. Even if your kids are toddlers, you are using it with them. As they grow older, they begin to know, okay, this one works better for me. This one works very well for me. Oh, this one actually helps me excel. They will begin to pick them up and begin to apply them. That is what we are talking about. It will help them. They will continue. So as a parent, what do you want to do? You want to provide support, not just say, oh, I've bought books, so I've hired teachers. So no, no. Sometimes you need to sit with your child. As your child is going through their notebook, you are looking at the notebook. Okay, what is the problem? You are looking at the problem one by one. Okay, this is the problem you are having. This is why you are struggling. Okay, you go back. A parent was telling me, my child's handwriting is so all over the place, I cannot even read it. Fantastic. That is a problem your child is having. Children, when children struggle in school, you will find different things. Either some cannot spell correctly, either some, you will just see a lot of attitude in it. I've heard parents, like a friend of mine, one of the issues she was having with his sons was that he never wrote dates. He never used to write dates. Write dates. You know, if you see all those kind of small things, you will realize that they actually go all wrapped in the child, in who the child is. They all are wrapped together. It may be, those are indicators. The handwriting is all over the place, the spelling is all over the place, they forget to do small things. It shows that the child may even have learning difficulty, that you need to sit up and be able to help them, you know. So what do? You provide support. In providing support, you don't sit down and begin to nag them. You don't sit and begin to label them. You don't sit and begin to name call them. That is not providing support. That is not the kind of support that will help your child. That support will make your child hate school the more. Remember, I was saying that school has become something. It has become a punishment to them. It has become something that steals their joy. It becomes something that makes people talk to them anyhow. If you have a cloth, each time you wear the particular cloth, you go out, people call you, see the way you look. They want to call you, you know, look at you in a way that you don't like or describe you. Will you keep wearing that cloth? You will just like, this cloth, is a rag. It doesn't befit my status. You drop it. That is exactly what happens. So when you keep teasing your child, you keep labeling them, you are doing their homework with them, or you ask them, okay, let's do your revision, and you realize they are struggling, and then you pick up the struggle. And you realize that they are struggling, and you now take up the struggle, you begin to, you realize that, sorry please, you realize that they are struggling. You realize that they are struggling. And so that struggle, you begin to take it as a way to like name call them, tease them, do everything. I tell you, that will further depreciate your child's interest in school. Your child will hate school the more. So what do you do as a parent? You need to provide support. When we say support, we mean solid support. A kind of support system that you sit with your child. You understand what they are going through. Now, instead of you to label them, instead of you to like tease them or call them names or get angry at them, you are helping them go through that struggle. They don't understand something because your own is you want them to excel. In the Visionary Parents Academy, this month we are sharing, I think today is day 22, 23, yes, I should remember my birthday. We have so far shared 23 strategies to help your child improve in their academics. And you will not just go and throw it. Your child should be doing it. You are going to sit them down and patiently, intelligently be putting them through. So you look at their work. Where are they struggling with? You are applying those tools that we are gaining in the Visionary Parents Academy. You sit back. Okay, you are struggling. That is it. Any help you need, help them. Sit down. You are teaching them, you know, and guess what? You are bonding. And at the end of the day, your child is happy. If your child goes to school and comes back and they know that, okay, one of the time, because your children want to be with you. They want you to spend time with them. And one of the ways you can spend time with them is during their homework. So when they realize that, okay, during homework time, mommy and I sit together, daddy and I sit together, we are having fun, you know, we are learning, we are exploring, they will look forward to it. They are the ones that will even call you, okay, mommy, It's homework time. They're the ones that will be eager to go to school because they know that if they go to school, they don't get it right, they struggle in school. When they come back and meet you as a parent, you are not going to judge them. You are not going to yell. You are not going to beat them or bully them. You are going to provide support, practical support, the kind of support that you all sit together. You are looking at the problems and you are providing solutions together. That is it. So when your child doesn't have attitude towards school, there's every tendency that your child is struggling. They have a negative attitude towards school. They are struggling in their school. And what you can do is to help them, is to meet them. Like I said before, some children are gifted when it comes to school. Not every child is gifted. So if your child is not so gifted academically, can they learn? Can they do well? Can they excel? Yes, there's something I always say to parents, even to teenagers, when I'm teaching them in school, in church. I tell them that, see, everyone has their ability, but we do not have the same capacity. So ability means we are all able to do it if we set our mind to doing it. But we don't have the same capacity. That means we cannot do it at the same level at once. So I always give them this illustration. I tell them that imagine someone has a jerry can, a drum of water, 20 liters drum of water, and it's at the other side, and 4 of you are here, and the person tells you, okay, go and fill it up. He gives you another 20-liter jerry can to go and fill it up. How many times will you go? You are going to just go once and fill it. So let's say the one person has 20, one person has 10, one has 5, one has 2, right? Will they be able to fill the drum of water? Of course, every one of you, whether the one with 20, the one with 10, the one with 5, the one with 2, every one of you will be able to fill that water. However, all of you are not going to go. You are not going to go at the same time. The one with 20 just needs to go once and it's full, and that is it. The one with 10 needs to go twice and it's full. The one with what is it called? 5 needs to go 4 times, and the one with 2 needs to go 10 times, and it is full. So you need to understand your capacity. And guess what? I take it further to explain. I tell them that, you see the one with 10, what does that tell you? It simply means that that one with 10 probably needs to learn in bit sizes. That one doesn't learn at the same level the one with 20 learns. So the one with 20, you can just explain one concept, one topic, one subject, it just sticks. Use bogus words, it sticks. Because they are naturally gifted, they have the capacity. But you that will go 10 times, it simply means that you learn in bit sizes, because you will go 10 times to be able to fill that drum. It means you learn in bite sizes, in tiny sizes. So what are you going to do? You are going to make sure you learn 10 times, you break it down. That is what you do with your child as a parent. Your child is struggling. Does your child have the ability? Of course, your child has the ability. Your child can. But do they have the capacity? Of course. But their capacity may be such that they need to go over and over again. Repetition is the mother of learning, they say. So what do? You help them create a system that allows them to learn again and again. And as a parent, you need to be super patient. Now, this is what we don't have as parents. You need to be super patient. Because for all you know, your child may not learn the 5th time. They may not learn the 6th time. But are they going to learn? They are going to learn. They need your patience. They need your consistency. They need your affirmation. And they are going to learn. Now remember, they are struggling. It means they don't have the natural strength. The natural strength. So, but are they going to get better? Of course. So you need to be patient. You need to be consistent. And you need to be super support. You can't support without being patient. You can't say you are supportive without being consistent. And remember, in tiny sizes, you break it down. Small. Look at the water, the drum of water illustration I made. Small. You are going to break it down small. Remember, that child needs to go 10 times. You may have a child who is a genius, who goes once. You don't compare them. your goal is for your child to get better, for them to improve. That is your goal. So you don't compare your child. Oh, after all, your sister just only one day she learned multiplication table. You don't compare them at all. You don't. So you patiently follow that child. The same way the child will take a drum, 2 liters, and go 10 times before they fill that drum of 20 liters. The same way you are going to teach that child again, first, second, repeatedly. And like I was saying, one of the mistakes parents made is to just let the child go. And this is brought to you by the Visionary Parents Academy. And this month is about how to grow our children's brilliance. It's been amazing in the academy, learning every single day, learning from one strategy to another. So if you're not in the academy, you want to make effort to join us for 2026. It is super important. I tell you, your parenting is going to improve. You are going to parent more with confidence, more with conviction. You are going to reach the heart of the child. Your parenting is going to be away from superficial. You are actually going to be able to reach the heart of the child. Please join us. We operate a very vibrant and engaging community, very empowering. We do a lot of things. You are going to learn. You are going to have resources. You are going to read books. You are going to have challenges. You are going to have templates. You are going to have resources to carry your children along. And it's a lot. And like I told you, the fee is just 60,000 naira for early bird. The main fee is 72,000 naira. Even at 70,000 naira, it is super. What you enjoy in the academy, I tell you, if we are charging 500,000 naira, it is more than worth it. Because when you join the academy, you're not paying any extra thing. That is all you join. That is all of it. And you will get a lot of resources. If you see our curriculum for 2026, you self go bow now, because we want to create a system, like a system where every day, like our 2026 is going to be like a journal, where at the end of the year, every day as you come to class, you are entering. At the end of the year, you are going to have a parent all around the year resource for your parenting. That if you want to start even holding classes for parents, you are going to get all the things you need. So 2026 is something you want to run and take advantage of. And if you're already in the academy, I want to encourage you that, see, it is not a destination, it's a journey. So you need accountability. So we need to keep going. So I was telling you, you need to support your child, like I've explained. When your child is struggling, it's not the time for yelling and all of that, So I said, remember, your child has the ability, but they may not have that automatic capacity. Now, it is you that will help them build it. So in tiny bite sizes, and however they learn, patience, consistency, and break it down. Now, that will help your child learn. And as they begin to learn, as they begin to excel, their confidence will improve. As they improve their confidence, they are doing better in school. Their interest will begin to change. They'll begin to do better. Remember Gifted Hands, Ben Carson. I talk about it over and over again because it's one of the books we are reading this year for this particular course. And I think we should make it all year round, because as a parent, if you don't have that book, I'm not sure I understand you. If you don't have that book, I'm not sure I understand you. I was thinking this is my copy. This should be my copy. If you can see very well, I have 4 copies. I have 3 kids plus myself. That's how much empowering this book is. Even my 8 years old is reading it, has read it, but I didn't expect him to grab it to understand. But he will read it again. My kids are reading it. We are reading it together for the second time. They are reading it for the second time. So this is it. We have the audio version. And we have the, the hard copy, which I gave to the Visionary Print, the soft copy rather, which is shared to the Visionary Print Academy. That is one of the things we do. Any book we recommend for you to read in the Visionary Print Academy, if we get the book free, if the book is in maybe PDF drive, or what we can get it free, we get it and give to you. You don't need to go and buy. You don't say, because I know parenting is a loss, really, and knowledge is expensive. I was buying these books for my children a while ago. Before in the morning after I dropped them off, I went to school. This is Americana. You know how these Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's books are. One of them is almost 10,000 naira. You're talking about 10,000 naira for one book. And someone there someone there that saw me paying was like, knowledge is expensive. It's expensive. I said yes, I know that. So in the Visionary Parents Academy, we know that knowledge is expensive. But we at the same time will make it in such a manner that as a parent you have a lot of things you're already paying for. So we don't want you to how do I call it? We don't want you to constantly stretch yourself. Maybe that would be better. If you stretch yourself, you will now realize the value, be more committed. But really, we don't want you to constantly stretch yourself. Now that is where the fee is just a tiny sum. So what you want to do, you want to invite parents, please invite them to join us, and you get a discount. If you invite a parent to register in the Visionary Parent Academy 2027, you get a discount. Yes, you get a discount, and you can just invite some parents. The number of parents at the end of the day, you will not even have to pay. Those parents will pay for you. So if you want more information, please send a message to ask how you can join and the discount you get for inviting a parent. So this month has been Grow Your Child Brilliance. And let me leave you with one thing. One of the things I've always said, even before this challenge, I keep saying it here, that if you look at the history of education, of schooling, not even the history, go back to when you were going to school as a parent. What was the reason? The reason was people have been here with me. No like, no question, no, please, even if it's just to tell me your name and where you are watching from, that is super fine. Let me know that someone is watching here, or if just to wish me happy birthday. Today is my birthday. Wish me happy birthday, and it's okay. Just make a comment. Like, love, drop a comment. Wish me happy birthday. Do something. Really? Okay. So if you remember when we were going to school, what was the big deal? The big deal was that go to school, get a job, get a certificate, and get a job. That was it. I remember when my dad went to school, and according to him, as soon as he graduated, before he even went for NYC, he had job offers, federal government, state government, private institution. He had job offers, so he had to do many more father of the donkey to choose the one that was that best suited him. So even till today, going to school is primarily for economic empowerment. People go to school, send our children to school. While some send their children to learn the skills, some learn trade, some go to school. So, and one thing I want to tell you, remind you, is that when our children go to school, primarily is for economic placement. Now, however, time has changed so much that they don't even need to go to school to be economically placed, even though school is definitely not even negotiable. We have the likes of Cosmo Maduka, who didn't go to school. Vicky James doing so very well. I just read that he is the richest fashion designer in Africa, doing so well, dropped out at final year. We have a lot of people. Davido dropped out and went back to school. So these are people our children look up to. Here is one thing. When they are struggling in school, we keep stressing them, we label them, we name call them. What we do is we kill their self-confidence. And guess what? For them to succeed economically, for them to succeed financially, they need that self-confidence. Whether we like it or not, they will have skills, they will have talent, they will have ideas. They need self-confidence to be able to project themselves. They need self-confidence to be able to run with their ideas. They need self-confidence to be able to pitch their ideas. They need that self-confidence. Even when they go to school, they graduate, they have good grades. If they're in Nigeria, you know that I always tell my teenagers in school, I said, except your papa has a factory or has a company where you are going to work, then you need to build a lot of skills that will balance your schooling. You need to build those skills, and one of those skills they need to build self-confidence, resilience. They need to have a vision, have a focus. They need to understand their skills, their innate skills that they were given. Because these, at the end of the day, are what they are now going to use, be their plan A, plan B, or plan C. If the certificate they acquired in school does not come through for them, these other areas will come through for them. And guess what? When as a parent, you have killed your child's self-confidence by constantly nagging, by constantly labeling, yelling, pushing, when you have killed your child's self-confidence, right? When it's now time for them to now shine, they will not be able to shine. They will not be able to spring forth. They will not be able to show their face. They will not now succeed economically, not because they struggled back in school, no, because everything kills their self-confidence. The self-confidence is not there. See, I know exactly what I'm saying when it comes to self-confidence. Somehow a coach was telling me the other day, a parenting coach was telling me that day, that she has noticed that it's not even about what you know, it's about being loud. When you are loud, when you are confident, people will not realize that you are half-baked. Is the truth. They will not realize you are half-baked. They will think you are the best thing after Coke under a very hot weather. They will think this because you are confident. It is your confidence that will show, So when we keep pushing our children, pressuring them, labeling them, we are killing that self-confidence. At the end of the day, they will not struggle to make it in life because they did not do well in school. Rather, they will struggle because they do not have self-confidence. So this is what I want you to do, my and dear parents. You need to sit back and make sure that, see, your child is struggling through school, is struggling in school. That is one thing. It doesn't mean the end of your child. It doesn't define your child. If they're struggling through school, it is the time for you to build their confidence. Build their confidence. It's the time for you to give them the support, unwavering support. It's time for you to sit down, connect with them, bond with them, teach them skills. Teach them how to problem solve. Teach them how to navigate. In fact, I want to recommend 2 weeks ago, the class we had 2 weeks ago. You need to go and watch the class we had 2 weeks ago. The first class was mindset, parenting mindset that sabotage our children. We don't realize when it comes to the education, we don't realize, one of those mindsets is that these children, go and watch the first video, the first Tuesday of this month. Then make sure you watch the second Tuesday of this month, 2 weeks ago. Don't miss watching that video. So today, remember, your child will need that self-confidence to succeed in life. And if you beat the self-confidence away from the child, if you label it away from the child, if you punish it away from the child, all in the name that of your child is struggling, at the end of the day, your child will not only struggle academically, they will still struggle because they don't have self-confidence. I hope you take the message of today, you run, you apply it. So henceforth, your child is struggling in school, what you need to do is to support your child. Sit with your child, teach them all they need to do. Be super patient. If you're in the academy, you've gotten a lot of resources to use. Patience is key. Patience is non-negotiable. You've gotten a lot of resources to use. And to the end of the month, I even shared the resource already. The material we are learning from, we are teaching from, we've shared it. So it means you already have access to the 30. We already have access to the 30 tools we are using this month. So take it, apply them one by one, patiently. Sit with your child. Yes, they are struggling. Whatever they are struggling with, sit with them. You understand, and indeed show your understanding in how you help them solve their problems. I hope this makes sense, and I hope you learned something, and I hope you are going to take action. Remember, your result is in taking action. You don't take action, you don't get results. Now, you just come here, you just learn. At the end of the day, you go back, you did not do anything differently. I tell you, your story will remain the same. I told my children at the beginning of this term in church, the teenagers, I told them that set your academic goals. When you set your academic goals, for example, you had 50 or 60 in a particular subject the last time. This time, you want to have 70 or 80. You are going to set your goals to have 70 or 80. However, You are not going to repeat the same thing you did that gave you 50. If you want to have 70 or 80, it means you are going to do things differently. And that is exactly what I'm telling you today as a parent. You do things differently. So I have background noise. We have come to the end of today's class. I hope you learned something. Do well to apply what you have learned. Have a fantastic Tuesday. Bye-bye.